Hey everyone, stick with the Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, let the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we post videos, tap the bell when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, link is below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you are here right now, say well. We currently have the S&P's up 55, Dow's up 140, NASDAQ up 409. It's gonna be crazy. Gonna be pretty wild. Yo, what's going on? Manchild, Jeff, Red Dust, Jose, John, what is up? If you guys could do me the favor, hit the like button. Appreciate it. Was kind of a late night watching the election a little bit, obviously until I watched it up until this Trump speech because nothing was going to happen after that. So good thing I went to bed because nothing else materialized. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, to say the least. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, we kind of thought this was going to happen. We talked about that. The most likely wasn't going to be a clear winner. It was probably going to be tight. So here we are, no clear winner, and the race is tight. DKNG's up on volume with new states legalizing short squeeze. I hope so. Yeah, DKNG's pushing up. Kind of the same with Uber and Lyft. So Uber and Lyft is exempt from California state labor law. A ballot measure that Uber and Lyft were using as a last hope in the state to continue operating as they currently do. The companies had warned ahead of that any increased cost, the decision would have been passed on to their customers. So if anybody trading Uber and Lyft, you guys are looking up 16%. Uber's up huge. Lyft is up huge. I mean, the overall market, I think cannabis not doing too hot. So I was wondering if cannabis was going to get a little bit of a bump here. The gains out ended up $70 profit, but the setup was good. Risk was a little high, but if I didn't take that trade, I could have been better off. Just kept feeling I needed to keep trading. I don't know. I guess it depends on the circumstance. I mean, $70 is good, People often discount like making $100 anywhere between let's say $100 to $500 a day. I mean, you're better off than most people in the cubicle. You know what I mean? Yo, Keith, what's up? What's going on? Looking for NIO short entry. I mean, overtrading. I mean, if you know that you're overtrading, just chill. Just chill. $300 a day is not a small amount. Anything over $100 a day. I mean, you're doing better than most, and you're most likely making that $100 just in a 10-minute trade. You know what I mean? To kind of kick things off here before we get into some of the election, kind of what's going on, and with the charts here, private payrolls. They came in at 365,000, estimated at 600,000, so pretty well below the estimate, almost half. The total was also much lower than the 753,000 from September and the lowest since July. So private payrolls definitely look like they are slowing down. It's probably in my opinion, I think it's probably going to be a while until we're back in full swing here. I mean, we got rising coronavirus. We got states locking down. Payrolls are half of what they should be. I mean, at least they're positive. At least private payrolls are positive. I mean, that's 365 additional. But, I mean, it's not great. Yo, Samir, what's going on? If you're just joining us, say what up. Oh, I mean, red dots. If you're not, you gotta set realistic goals that you're happy with on a daily basis, and over trading. For me, if I'm green, if I did 3 trades in a row and it's the first hour of the day, I usually just stop, nothing good can usually happen after that. You just gotta know when to step away. You just gotta know, just take it easy. And that's something that you got to figure out for yourself. That's something that you got to feel out for yourself. A lot of people have different gauges on when they should stop. But eventually, the longer you're sitting at the poker table, the more money you're going to give up. So, if you take your wins, go out for a nice lunch, come back, relax, chill. New opportunities tomorrow. I think everyone just gets stuck on oh, this is the one. This is the one. There's a trade every single day. So there should be no reason that you can't just step away and say, oh, I'm gonna step back. Gonna go get some nice lunch, relax, sit with my $400, and if there's an easy slam dunk opportunity later, we'll take it. But if not, then tomorrow's a new day. So obviously right now futures are ripping. We had on S&P futures last night, some crazy volatility. We had 100 points top to bottom here, came down 100 points, and then shot up another 100 points. We're trading the S&P right now, trading in a 100-point range top to bottom. It moved 200 points overnight, which is huge. NASDAQ, if you look at NASDAQ has moved, about 800 points, almost 800 points top and bottom right here, almost maybe 900 here, top and bottom here. So we're seeing some pretty crazy volatility where honestly, if you're not sure how to trade this, and we're talking about big moves here. Right now the S&P in the last few minutes has moved almost 40, 50 points. So if you're not, well, maybe not that much, about 20, 30, still a lot within minutes. If you're not, about 20. All right. If you're not accustomed to this, or you've never traded something like this, I highly, 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 highly encourage you to find a good setup, or don't trade at all. Wait for a good setup. It kind of looks like a good setup to short here, but kind of looks like a good setup to short here, but don't trade. And if you do trade, make sure you're using proper risk management. Today is not a normal day. Anything can happen. Depending on, and today is going to be highly, I don't know if I want to say manipulated, but right now it really depends on these election results. So a lot of the election results, they're going to start coming in today. So, kind of how things are set up right now. We have Trump ahead in Georgia, Biden ahead in Michigan, Biden ahead in Nevada. North Carolina, Trump is ahead. Pennsylvania, Trump is ahead. But take a look. Nevada's only 67% reported. Pennsylvania's only 64% reported. So today is going to be very tough. It doesn't matter what side you are in terms of politics. It doesn't really matter. What matters right now is how the stock market is going to react as either one of these get claimed by either person. So if Michigan goes to Biden, how will the market react? If Michigan goes to Trump, how will the market react? If Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, how is the market going to react? So you could be today is a day where you could literally be in a position and news comes out and you immediately get wrecked. I'm gonna repeat that because I don't think people are taking this very seriously, because news can come out at any point in time that can wreck your position. It's all being influenced by the election. It's not about trading better. It's not about, obviously you want to use proper risk management, proper stops. But as you guys saw last night, look at the NASDAQ. This is a 15-minute chart. In 30 minutes, this thing ripped up 400 points in 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. So if you think that you can outsmart the market, and if you think you can move faster than the market, just look at this in terms of price action. This definitely, I mean, obviously some halts will be triggered around 5%, stuff like that, 7% if we go up that high. But be mindful, you could easily get trapped today, whether you're a bull or a bear. Just because we're up right now doesn't mean we're going to be up. I mean, it gave back all its gains yesterday and came back up last night. Gave it back all its gains, came back up. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We do not know what's going to happen here. So on days like today, again, like this whole week, and if a winner is not announced today, like, you don't want to be a hero. Like, for me right now, I'm just chilling. I mean, I'm all cash. I made $27 last night just watching the election. I was honestly, and the thing is, the way that I made this $27 was not pretty. The setup was good. I traded this downtrend here on MNQ, but like the point moves, like if I go in here, the way it moves, I mean, it went down to 472 up to 600, back down to 500. Like, these ranges, I mean, they don't look like that much when you scale out, but the point moves are huge. Huge. You know, like on the chart, like when you zoom out, it doesn't look like it's that big, but when you zoom in, like if you zoom in just to like these, like this time frame, I mean, this is 150 points in like an hour. So you want to make sure you're using proper mismanagement. I mean, this is not something you want to play with. I mean, I guarantee you, we're going to go on Wall Street Bets today or even Robinhood's Reddit and say, oh, I didn't know I could lose that much money, or I didn't know this could happen, or why is this happening? I don't know why. I thought. Nobody knows. Okay. So I'm not trying to be hard on everybody here, but I just want to be clear, kind of like what my stance is on here, because this is going to be very dangerous. Trendline support and resistance levels have been playing out well. Yeah, I agree. The nice thing is it has been respecting technical levels, so you have that. But at any point in time, we can rip way up, we can dip. You know, we can see what happens here. I mean, right now, S&P back above the 50-day moving average. I mean, we haven't had a red November in quite some time after having losing Octobers and Septembers, right? So it doesn't mean things can't change, but you have to kind of start thinking and start stacking the odds in your favor. Right now, we have the S&P up. You know, it's at 3405. You know, it could definitely push up from here. Definitely. You know, Dow looks a bit weaker. I mean, it's below the 50-day, but it could definitely push up. I mean, we've seen some great strength, some great volatility over the last few months. I mean, NASDAQ looks probably the cleanest of them all. You know, chilling, bouncing around 11,000. You know, this looks pretty clean. However, I mean, tech is extremely, extremely high. So I think tech is going to be sensitive, extremely sensitive to whoever wins here. You know, and I think that, you know, I think if Trump does win, I mean, I think the stock market is going to react well to that. I mean, the stock market knows what to expect, knows what they're going into with a Trump presidency. With Biden, I think we're going to see a little bit more volatility in the market trying to figure out how it's pricing that. Why not take profits on tech stocks if you're up huge on them this year? Yeah, some people are like, I'm up 480% on Penn. It's now a good time to take profits. You know, I mean, the thing is, like, people at the end of the day, Trevor, people are going to learn for themselves. You know, no matter, and what I've discovered in doing Us versus Herd is no matter what I say today, 98% of the people are going to do it their way, and then they're going to adjust, or they're going to quit. One of the two. I mean, that's the biggest problem with like options trading and the stock market and day trading is like there's not a lot of longevity for a lot of people because they don't give it enough time. You know, they don't give it enough time. You know, the journey to be profitable, the journey to be successful at day trading, options trading, futures trading, you know, it takes years. I mean, it literally takes years to figure out. I mean, I don't know what people think. You know, you're willing to spend years at college, but you're not willing to spend a couple years learning how to trade options. You know, you're willing to spend years getting a position for $50K a year in a cubicle, but you won't spend a couple years trying to learn how stocks trade. I don't know. It doesn't make too much sense to me. I know. I get the biggest issue is most likely that people think that time equals money, but in the stock market, time does not equal money. You can make $1 million in 10 minutes, or you can lose $1 million in 10 minutes. But how everybody is accustomed, how everybody's brain is wired, is we're wired from very early age that, hey, when you're paid an hourly wage, the more time you're in, the more money you will make. The longer you're in a profession, the more money you will make. When you're 50 years old, you expect to make 150, 200K. When you're 25 years old, you expect to make 50K. You don't expect to make 100K. You know what I mean? So that is where I don't understand that people don't understand that they're not willing to give it the time that they need to learn how to trade. They're like, oh, I wasn't successful at this in 3 months. I'm going to quit. Well, I mean, were you successful at anything in 3 months? You know what I mean? Like, were you literally successful? Could you play golf in 3 months? Could you learn how to play golf in 3 months? Could you learn how to play baseball in 3 months? Could you learn how to play basketball in 3 months? So I don't understand. Like, all these people come out, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I tried and, you know, I did well for a little bit and then I blew up my account and that was it. You know? But I agree. I mean, honestly, if you're day trading, options, futures, stocks, whatever, you have to love it. You have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to have longevity. Just be an investor. If you don't enjoy it and you want to put your money away, throw it in some ETFs, throw it in some safe dividend stocks, you'll be okay. You know? The biggest thing is dealing with emotions in the market. People don't get that. Yeah. I mean, in the market, you discover a lot about yourself than you would in any other profession. I mean, you can go feeling like the smartest guy in the room to the dumbest within hours. You know? Wall Street's bet says it's easy. I'm just a gambler, Ariana. Yeah, no, I agree. You know, it's just the way it is. I mean, like for me, people are like, "Oh, why do you keep going? Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing that?" It's because I believe in myself and I believe that I can do things that are hard. That's the only way that I've learned how to make it through whatever I made it through. I don't have a college degree. I didn't grow up rich. My parents aren't rich. I didn't have any money. You know, so I had to claw my way up like everybody else, you know? And that's just what it is. So if I could do other things and be successful, but knowing those things took years, businesses I started took years to make money from, trading is no different. Trading is not any different than that. You know, and maybe, I mean, I hate to say it, maybe some people are just not cut out for it, and that's just what it is. Ariana, we were dirt poor living in a car for years when we were kids. Sad but true, yeah. I mean, but you made it through. You know, you pushed through, you're here. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea. A deal. I agree, Trevor. I don't have the claws to climb up. I got chicken fingers and it's making it hard to Well, you gotta Red Dust, you gotta reduce your risk. Like losing 10 G's in a couple of minutes is not good. It's not good. You gotta cut back and start making $100 to $200 at a time and then scale up. You know? And sometimes the market. I mean, there were times that I was making over the last few months, $1,000 a day, and now I'm making $100 a day. I mean, it is what it is. You know? There's a time and place to scale up, and there's a time and place to scale back. And right now, I've scaled way, way back because I don't know what's going to happen. And if you don't feel comfortable, you got to reduce your risk, or some people it might be beneficial to just watch the screen. If you can't handle watching the screen, come back in January. I think goals should never be easy. They should force you to work, even if they are uncomfortable all the time. Michael Phelps. Agree with that. Yeah, I got that through my head. Just never again. Made a trading journal and read it every night. Derek, when I scaled back, my account scaled up. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting how that works. It's very interesting how that works. I mean, when you're especially when you're new at trading, or even if you're not new at trading, when you scale up, it feels like you're riding on a motorcycle at 300 miles an hour with no helmet. Your hands are not on the wheel, and you're just like kind of chilling. So you need to be careful. But right now, like the market, I mean, it's anybody's game. I mean, just because we're up doesn't mean we're going to close up. You always have to be on alert here. When you look at that SPY last night, I mean, SPY was dangerous. I mean, it went up to 343, came all the way down to 332. We're at 340 right now. I mean, it would be nice to have a push above this resistance here and a push above the 50-day, but I don't know if it's going to hold. I mean, it would really, really, really be nice to rally in November, but I don't know if that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Apple, even if it pushes up to 114, still on the weak side. It's kind of been in this range between 110 and 120, just kind of pinging back and forth. You just gotta trade these ranges. The nice thing that I like is that it is respecting the range. So if you can, like for options trading, if it's respecting the range, then you can trade accordingly, whether you're long or short, and you can make money on both sides. And that's what you want to look for. Respect the range. If you're trading, if it's testing the top of that range, like if we're testing up here and you want to go short, there's a high probability that it's going to work out. However, use a tight stop, because at any moment it could blow apart. This thing could just rip way up. We could literally open the market right now. I'm not trying to do too much technical analysis, because right now we could literally open the market and this thing tanks straight down. NIO is whack. Yo, what's NIO? What's NIO doing? NIO, man. Yeah, NIO is out of control. It's just straight up. Teladoc. Sorry, I feel a sneeze coming. I couldn't fight it. Sorry. Teladoc, yeah. I mean, Teladoc respecting the range as well. I mean, it's bouncing where it needs to bounce. Just be careful. Be careful around the 215, 220 area. But looks good if you want to push like 210. 5,000 deliveries doesn't equal 50 billion. Well, man, child, they're not pricing it for today. They're pricing it for 3 to 5 years from now. So the question is, where do you see NIO 5 to 10 years from now? Are they a $50 billion company? Or are they nothing? I mean, it could be either one. You know what I mean? So, like everybody, like Peloton, AMD. I mean, I do think that there's a lot of stocks that had a lot of euphoria that are extremely overrated. I don't think Peloton should be this high. I just don't. I don't think it should be up here. You know, maybe $50 or $40, I could see maybe appropriate. You know what I mean? So, but it doesn't really matter what I think. It matters what the stock is doing. I mean, we know what happened in 1999 and 2000 when stocks got out of control, right? I mean, we know. Doesn't mean that this is going to crash, and timing a crash is near impossible. How do you tell if you're over trading? I mean, I only do like at the most anything above 5 trades a day for me would be over trading. You know, I really try to 1 to 3 trades is ideal. Planet Fitness is greater than Peloton. Isn't Planet Fitness the gym that, like, you know, they don't allow weights over a certain amount of weights, and you can't make any noise, and you don't want to intimidate other people? Is that the same gym? I mean, if you're doing 15 trades a day, that means you're doing multiple trades an hour, which most likely means you're over trading. I'm just saying. I mean, you're doing 2 to 3 trades an hour. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, they give out pizza and candy. All right, market's about to open. Market is about to open, and again, we're still looking at the numbers here. Still rather tight here. Biden going he's a little bit above in Michigan. He's a little above in Nevada, a little bit above in Wisconsin. Pennsylvania there's a 10-point spread, but only 64% reporting. So, you know, we're chilling. I was actually really, I don't know if you guys looked at California. California was 65% Biden. I thought that was a crazy number. I thought that Biden was going to kill it there, but that's a lot. Yeah, Planet Fitness gives bagels and pizza and weird rules, but I'll take it. Yeah, I was like, when I went to, it might have been like, what was it? Maybe 7 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. I stayed at the Line. I stayed at the Line in Koreatown. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have continental breakfast. And it was literally like the yogurts were like this, like literally this big. They had these little pastries, and it's like I had to go get breakfast after the continental breakfast because they're like, oh yeah, we got. It was like the smallest. Like I've stayed at a lot of hotels, and that was the smallest portion sizes for anything ever. However, Koreatown was legit. I don't know what it's like today. It was legit, except for the when I went to the CVS. While I was at the CVS, it got robbed. But other than that, it was legit. It was legit. That was the only problem. When I went to the CVS and over there, it got robbed while I was there. But it was all good though. It was all good. All right, so we got market opening up. SPY 340. We got Qs 283, which is pretty high up here. So it's going to be an interesting open. IWM is struggling. IWM, the Russell is red. All right, market just opened up. Russell is down almost 1.5%. It's pushing up though. Waiting to see if Trump contests. Yeah, I mean Trump did say that he was the winner last night, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Like Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. It's just what it is. Wait for the numbers. Wait for the numbers. All right, so the market relatively chill. I wouldn't be surprised if people getting numbers can definitely lie. I'm gonna stick. I would rather stick with the numbers versus an individual. I just say Kanye's the real winner here. I mean, I don't know. I think Kanye's a little tore up. I mean, he was not doing well last night. I mean, he did so poor. I mean, they didn't even have, the interesting thing was they didn't even have like in 2016 they had other people like Johnson and stuff on the like getting a certain number of votes. They didn't even have those guys on there last night. It was just Trump and Biden. That was it. I'm not gonna get into the whole election fraud and all that stuff, but I'm just saying you gotta trust the process. I mean, if we can't trust the process, then how are we any better than any other country? You know. I mean, I for one think it's long overdue to get some better technology in here. I mean, we're voting with pen and paper. I mean, what is this? You know, this is not the 1800s. You know, like, come on. We got phones. We got everything. Voter participation would be way up if we utilize the technology. Grant, Uber and Lyft are up huge due to California's vote exempting them from state labor law. Proposition 207 legalize marijuana, regulate and tax pass in Arizona. Yeah, well, it's legal in Illinois, and it has not done well for cannabis stocks. I mean, MJ down, CGC down. I mean, CGC is getting pounded. It is getting pounded. CGC is down 8%. And the market's like trying to figure out how to price all this. Tesla's testing out the top of their range right now. So Tesla anything around 430, like up in here, is a danger zone. Danger zone up in here. So we're getting close to the top of the range. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm betting that, maybe I'll do a credit call spread. I'm thinking that Tesla's not going to push above, but you never know. You never know. I'm not going to try to get into any long-term positions or monthly positions until after the election. Hopefully we have a decision this week. You know, if we don't have a decision this week, I mean, it's gonna be a while. Same with ACB getting hammered, Matt. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is rough. Yeah, I mean, I think that weed stocks definitely have a long way to go. Depending on you gotta kind of figure out like which one is gonna make it through the fire, like which ones are gonna stay in business, because even though weed is legal in Illinois, and we have a lot of dispensaries. We have shops in our local neighborhoods, taxed at 36%. There's a big stigma about it that it still feels very illegal. It's still like you can't, like, you know, and it's definitely like a younger people's thing, like older people not really engaging in that. I mean, there are some obviously, but you know, I think weed definitely has a marketing problem. Now, I'm not saying everyone should just be doing weed and all this stuff and going crazy, but you know, in terms of business, I think that they need to overcome a lot of different things. Just because they legalized it doesn't mean that it's going to do well at first. You know, I think it's going to take some time. Yo, Sarah, hope you're feeling well. Hope you're feeling better. Glad you overcame. Sold half my DKNG calls from yesterday. 18 cents to 50 cents. Man, congrats, man. Congrats. It's tanking hard now. Man, they're wiping this thing out. The thing with DKNG, though, if you look at DKNG, the big problem with DKNG now with this chart, there's a lot of trap buyers here that were hoping, and it kept going down, down, down. Some people bailed. Some people are bag holding. I guarantee people are bag holding in the 50s and 60s. I guarantee it. So when you get huge pops, they're most likely going to be sold off. So it's going to take some real volume and some real strength to have it start to recover. Yeah, they're tanking this thing right now. I mean, I like DKNG, has a good setup, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for going long on for major pops. I'm just seeing here. I don't see any news. I'm waiting to see if there's any news about hey, what do you think about Anonymous Monster? What's your thought on crude oil and Bitcoin's future? So, I mean, I guess what you define by future, I mean, obviously oil is struggling. Oil is struggling. I mean, obviously consumption's down. This will probably, as things go back up, travels back up, this will probably spike. But long term, when we get into like the 2030, 2040s, oil is going to be devastated. Oil jobs are going to be lost. Everything is mostly going to be green, solar, EV, that type of thing. Oil's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be worthless, but it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Like for me, like if I'm going to invest in anything like long term for like my grandkids or kids, it's not going to be oil. I would definitely rather buy Bitcoin. You know, I would rather buy Bitcoin. And I think the biggest mistake that people make with Bitcoin is dollar cost averaging. It's impossible, I mean, to time these major drops and major rips and recoveries and all these things. Like, it's impossible. Crypto is impossible to target when it's going to dip, when it's going to rip. So if you are interested in building a position in crypto or Bitcoin specifically, do a monthly buy cycle or a quarterly buy cycle. Every quarter buy $1,000 worth, or every quarter buy $500 worth, or even $100, whatever you want. And that way you get skin in the game, because what people do is, hey, I'm either in or I'm out. I'm either in or I'm out. And you're not going to be able to time the market. You're not going to be able to time the market at all. So if you want to get in crypto, just dollar cost average that. I mean, crypto doesn't expire. Crypto is just store it. It'll be fine. You know, who cares if you bought some at 14,000 and dips down to 10,000? Just average out. You know, but people don't like that mentality, because that shows that they bought at the wrong price. Like it's a whole mental game. People are like, oh, why didn't I buy at 4,000 and now it's 14,000? Same thing. Why didn't you buy Bitcoin at 75 cents and then when it was 20,000? You know, like, because you don't know. Like, you don't know. I mean, we could wake up tomorrow, Bitcoin's at 50,000. People are like, oh, why didn't I buy at 14,000? 14,000 looking good now, isn't it? You know, like Apple. I mean, it's the same thing. Like Apple. Oh, why didn't I buy it pre-split? Just average out. Average out. Oh, why did I buy it at 130? Okay, now I'm gonna average down at 110. Like, build long-term positions. Like, you're gonna have to. That's how you're gonna have to do it. Now, if you're trading options on Apple and stuff like that, you got to be right. But if you're looking to build long-term, you got to dollar cost average. Time in the market, you're gonna outpace. Your money's gonna grow. Your money's gonna grow timing in the market versus timing the market. But you can, if you still believe in the trade, like, people hop in, hop out, hop in, hop out, hop in, hop out. Just stay in. Just accumulate shares. Accumulate. You'll be okay. All right, market's dipping down a little bit. I mean, Nasdaq got. I mean, it doesn't look like that big, but that's a 100-point range already. I mean, this is big. SPY, what are we doing here? SPY's trying to hold on to 340. He's not looking good. Not looking good at 340. And Tesla's getting hammered. I mean, I figured some profits were going to be taken, obviously. I mean, on a major gap up like that. Like I think that if there's not a winner decided or announced, I mean, that obviously is going to bring uncertainty to the market, and the market obviously is not going to handle that very well. You know what I mean? I'm too impatient for that. Well, I mean, that's why you trade options and other things. Man, why is this chart messed up? It's like this chart's messed up. If you're day trading, it definitely takes the edge off your long-term portfolio and wanting to touch it. Yeah, I mean, this thing could Let's see. What's the VIX? VIX is demolished, down 13%. It's down to 30, but it's hanging on. It's hanging on to the 30s. VXX is down 5%. Not as big, but it's pretty big. Yeah, there's no push notifications yet right now. Nothing happening. Election. We're probably not going to have. I mean, obviously, we're not going. I don't think we're going to have more numbers until like this afternoon. Yeah, looking at the numbers here. I mean, we do have. Oh man, things are kind of falling. We do have Wisconsin at 95% reporting. Biden's up 0.7%. Man, this thing's crashing. If Biden wins, I will definitely put my money in Chinese equity. Chinese stocks definitely. I mean, Chinese stocks are doing pretty well, but yeah, it's been a rough road for people that have been holding Alibaba and stuff like that. Michigan, super tight. Only 0.3% between the two of them, 94%. So really depends on what happens here. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. But I mean, whoever wins, I mean, the market, man, why is this messed up? All right, there we go. So market's kind of coming down a little bit, but volatility is going down. Apple, Microsoft, man, Microsoft at 213. Yeah, I mean, I think that both sides will challenge it, but I mean, most of that will be dealt with on the state level. I feel, I feel like most of that is within states' jurisdiction. So we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully we get an answer soon, and we can just kind of move on. Yeah, Trevor, I agree. Every time, like I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I went sub 200. I don't know what's going to happen with the election, and of course, you get a major writ. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel FOMO. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel FOMO that I didn't get in this trade. I feel good that I did conserve capital. I made some small change last night on the NASDAQ short, but I mean, I just pretty much been chilling. I don't like politics because everyone believes what they read on social media and try to force those beliefs on you. Vote for who is going to help the most personally and to thrive in this country. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whether you voted for Biden or Trump, we're all Americans. I mean, we want each other to do well. If you don't want another American to do well, that's what America is. I mean, we want everyone to come up. We want everyone to do well. Wishing for other people not to do well in America is just like, I just don't get it. You know, I just don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I literally feel nothing that I missed this trade on Microsoft. I mean, it was a perfect setup too, but there was just so much uncertainty, You know, like us versus herd. We want everyone, like when I make a trade, it has nothing to do with you. Your P&L doesn't change. Like if you do well, it doesn't mean I'm going to do worse, right? That's the nice thing about the stock market. Just because other people are doing well doesn't mean you can't do well too. But like we're so conditioned that, oh, this person got the raise or this person got the job and this person got this and this person got that in the real world, in the corporate world and stuff like that, that's not how it works. You know, we can all do well. We can all start businesses that do well. You know, there's a lot of companies that partner with each other that are in the same space and they all do well. You know what I mean? So people that are just like, oh, I don't want him doing good in the stock market. I want to do better than him. That doesn't make any sense because like there's so many ways to make money in the market. Everybody could do well. Everybody. Obviously, everyone has red days, everyone has green days, and it is what it is. And people outpace each other in terms of the way they make money. But all right, DKNG. DKNG is it's not looking good. Tesla, again, yeah, up in here, some resistance. 435. I mean, taking a dump right now. Definitely would have been some nice scalp trades in here, but I'm not taking a trade right now because I'm trying to figure out what the movement is. S&P is actually holding pretty nicely. Nasdaq has a lot more room to run though, but they're just kind of settling in here. But yeah, Uber and Lyft. Uber is getting hammered right now. I'm sorry, Lyft. I mean, it touched the 200-day and got smacked straight down. Uber's coming way down too. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I think this is some great learning though, some great screen time to kind of understand for future elections. I mean, honestly, this election is not like any ordinary election, you know. And 2016 wasn't ordinary either, and this is a very, very tight race. I mean, it's not like an Obama blowout or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but even after Obama won, the stock market was down 3.5%. You know, so it doesn't necessarily mean things are going to go the way you want it to go. Let's say Trump wins, the stock market could tank. You don't know; it could rip too. Biden wins, stock market could rip. I don't know. Could tank too. I don't know. And that's the thing. You never really know until you kind of witness what's happening in real time and what the price action is. You're never fully going to know. I hope we never have an election like this again. I don't know. Kanye 2024, he's gonna divide votes, man. Yo, Chewy, what's up? What is going on? Sunday morning. I don't know where you're at. And today is definitely Wednesday. Unless you're in... Well, even if you're in a different part of the world, it wouldn't be Sunday. Definitely wouldn't be Sunday. It might be Thursday. Oh, Nancy Pelosi said it. Yeah, I mean these people are going crazy. Yeah, right now, I mean, the market is, man, Tesla's getting hammered. Tesla's back to break even on the day. NIO is up pretty big though, but I'm guessing it's going to follow suit with Tesla here. What's Peloton doing? And Peloton got smacked. What's Zoom? Oh man, Zoom. It's fading the whole thing. You're assuming he's on Earth. And Zoom. Options are expensive right now. Today is definitely going to be interesting. It's not going to go down easy. I feel today is not going to be an easy, breezy day, especially with election results coming out. But I mean, I agree with you, you, Trevor. I do think it's going to come down, but I don't know if it's going to come down to 11-3 for you. Might come down to 11-4. I don't know about 11-3. Hope you were able to exit around your position last night. Would have definitely. I mean, this looked like a nice short too, but I didn't want to get in. I didn't want to get in before market open because I didn't know which way it was going to go. Just kind of evaluating the playing field here. But things are definitely not going well. We got Boeing. Boeing is, I mean, that thing tanked too, but it's coming back. That's interesting. 10-year yield down. Be careful. Yeah, I mean, this is. Are we just going to ping up and down all day until we get a winner? I don't know. I mean, undecided vote is not going to be good. The longer we stay undecided, the more risky it gets for the market to hold these gains. You know, the market doesn't like to have indecision. And let's say a winner is announced and then, you know, lawsuits start going around and they start, you know, I mean, there's a potential that this thing doesn't settle down until December. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but you know, back in 2000, I mean, they didn't have a winner till December, you know, because they did like 80 million recounts of Florida. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm assuming like if you're looking at certain states right now, like if we pull up certain states right now, like where we're looking at Michigan, where it's a 0.3 margin right now. I mean, there may be something there. Obviously, if Biden doesn't pick up in Pennsylvania, I mean, right now there's a 10-point spread there. If Biden doesn't pick up in Pennsylvania, I mean, obviously, without a doubt, that's not going to be in question. But I would say Michigan and Wisconsin would be in question if it's super, super tight. And right now, there's a 0.6% spread in Wisconsin and a only 0.3% in Michigan. So I would say those two. If I was gonna bet, I would say Michigan and Wisconsin would be the two that they kind of lay into for potential recounts and that kind of thing. Good news, people voted no for the tax hike. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, so for people who are not familiar, we had something in Illinois called the fair tax, which was basically disguised to, right now in Illinois, we have what you call as a flat tax, where everyone's taxed at 4.95%, no matter what income bracket. What they were going to do under the fair tax law was split the income brackets to be taxed at different percentages, and they claimed that the higher income people would be paying more tax and the lower income people would be paying less tax. But in my experience from living in Illinois all my life, there has never once in my life been a tax decrease. So what happens is you give the government more control to pass the tax changes, because it's like, okay, well, let's pass a tax increase on the higher class. Okay, then we'll do that. Then the higher class is going to pass the tax increase on the lower class and middle class. So they're trying to split everybody up. Where everyone is stronger together, when they split people up and divide them, that's when we're not as strong in terms of voting power. And that's what they were trying to do. And thankfully, they voted no for that, because it was gonna cost a lot of money to operate a business in Illinois. It was gonna cost a lot of money to actually live in Illinois. And yes, they would be taxing the higher income people more, but gradually the middle class and lower class would be taxed more based on what the state of Illinois has done in the past. You know, I'm not saying that they were going to do that, but, you know, if you've lived here all your life, you know, no one gets a free pass. Yo, Tesla is dead. This thing almost crashed 20 points. DKNG is making a nice V-shaped recovery. Yeah, would have destroyed small business. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking to myself, Chewy, I was like, you know what? I don't know if the fair tax changes, if I can do business in Illinois. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, right now they didn't pass it, but JB's looking for money. He's going to try to find it somewhere else. JB's trying to find money. They'd have the right to change tax rate at any point. Do you really think they'd keep taxes low? Yeah, exactly, Red Dust. That was the issue. Thankfully, enough people identified, because when you filled out your ballot, it was very much marketing and disguised to be geared towards higher income people. Up 50% on NAO puts. Nice, man. Nice. Yo, yeah. Tesla, NAO, those are getting smacked. What's Square doing? Square is still pretty high, but I mean, everything's kind of coming down a little bit. S&P's holding, though. SPY's holding. Qs are coming down a little bit, but, I mean, we might get a reversal here. We'll see. Kind of depends. I mean, again, it depends on this election, man. Like this whole thing is, you know, might be a good day just to hang out with the family and relax, you know. Yeah, Trevor, you're getting squeezed on all your shorts, man. It sucks that the Uber thing in California passed now because Uber can abuse their workers and not give them benefits. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, Grant, I feel that if you don't like to work there, then go somewhere else. But then you also kind of like other people that don't have the skills that can't get jobs anywhere else don't get benefits. So I don't know. It's a tough thing. You know, as a business owner, as certain things, I mean, obviously it's hard to appease everybody, you know. I mean, but I do think that people should be treated as people, you know, like, I don't know. So looks like the market's kind of flat now. We're going to see what the election results kind of give us today. I mean, things are going to go a little bit crazy. I did Uber Eats for a short while out of desperation. It was the worst job I ever had. So, I got to roll out here, guys. You guys have a great day. If you're not sure, don't trade. Stay safe. Stay green. It's us versus herd.